Hello, this is Julian with Coffee Reviews, and today we'll be reviewing the Reko Wash Processed Ethiopia from Madcap Coffee Company. And there's the bag right there. Alright, and for the first time ever, I'm wearing the shirt of the coffee roaster I'm reviewing, and there's a good reason behind that. This is my favorite shirt that I own. It was given to me by one of my best friends and his wife, who I'm also pretty good friends with. She's originally from the Grand Rapids area and owns a coffee roaster, and they sent this to me when they were on a trip to Grand Rapids once. So I've owned this shirt for many years, and I've worn it across the United States with so many strangers coming up to me and discussing Madcap with me when they saw me wearing this shirt. I find that really cool. I love every single time it happens because it's kind of a commentary on how popular Madcap is and how maybe the coffee scene is bigger than I think a lot of people realize, because so many people are familiar with Madcap and love Madcap. Brief bit about Madcap. Obviously they're based out of Grand Rapids and have been around since 2008. I have a lot of familiarity with Madcap myself. I've been drinking their coffee for a very long time. A lot of coffee shops in Colorado use their coffee either exclusively or as one of their rotating coffee roasters. So I've been fortunate enough to try a lot of their coffees, and I rated them very highly on my coffee roaster tier list, as they are definitely one of my favorite coffee roasters in the United States. I, for whatever reason, haven't had an opportunity to review them yet on this channel, and as soon as I saw a bag of their coffee, I thought this was the perfect opportunity. This right here is day 18. And let me get the details out of the way so we can discuss this coffee, because this was a kind of fun coffee. So brewed at my standard recipe, 16.671, it's 204 degrees Fahrenheit through the Chemex. It was spectacular the way I made that on the first day, and I'll call the roast profile on this light medium American roast profile. And with that out of the way, let's start discussing this coffee. Day 12, first impression, very positive. It was a super clean cup of coffee, and when I took a sip, I'm like, I've had this taste before. I've definitely had this in coffee before, and it took me maybe like 5 seconds to realize, I'm like, this is ginger. This is a very ginger coffee. Black tea, and it definitely finished off as the epitome of a standard washed Ethiopian coffee. Light-bodied, stone fruits, black tea. It was terrific, very nice. Day 13, very ginger with some kind of citric feel to it, kind of like a lemon, very light-bodied. It was at this point I took a look at the bag itself, because I didn't really read the descriptors on the bag. For those that are familiar with Madcap, you'll know that once upon a time they used to print the flavor notes on the front of their bag. I believe that's correct. But they've kind of gone away from that and given a very brief and not overly detailed description of their coffees on their bags. But I took a look, and this one said ginger lemonade. I'm like, okay, well that makes perfect sense. It tastes like ginger and it tastes like lemon. Day 14, very strong ginger, stone fruits tapered off just slightly, and I came to realize later that it was just when you drink it at the right temperature, those stone fruits really pop. But yeah, if it's too hot or if it's too cold, you're not going to get them. They're not going to come as forward as they would otherwise. Day 15, brewed through the automatic coffee maker. Definitely, this coffee is made for the Chemex. This coffee comes out so beautiful in the Chemex, so not much to say when it was brewed through the automatic coffee maker. Day 16, I've noticed this about this coffee. Day 16, 17, and 18, the ginger has continued to kind of become even more prominent. Like, the ginger is very prominent, it's very forward. Super lasting finish with the ginger and the citrus fruits. Day 17, just as ginger as ever, finished off with those lovely stone fruits and black tea. When it's done at the right temperature, this coffee is spectacular. Alright, let me go ahead and put up the tasting wheel so you can see what I was getting. And I put the spice at level 5. I had to. There are very few coffees I've ever had that are as ginger forward as this coffee. And while realistically it's probably a 4, I can't imagine ever having another coffee that has the same level of spice as this ginger is. So this definitely needed to go as level 5. Very lasting finish, very clean cup of coffee. Citrus and stone fruits, especially at the right temperature, are definitely both level 4. They're definitely very strong and very prominent, but for the most part, I think leaving them at level 3 is just about correct. Body pretty low, of course. Not too much else. Relatively sweet cup of coffee, a little bit of acidity as you would expect from something like this. But I wanted to give myself quite a bit of time to discuss this coffee, because I was really impressed. I can't believe it's been this long since I've had a cup of Madcap, and I don't recall Madcap being this good. Like, this coffee is done as good as any coffee I think I've had in quite a while. That being said, most of these days I really love this coffee, but I personally kind of hate the taste of ginger. when I'm eating sushi, I will never ever touch the ginger because I just don't like it. And it's a real testament to say that I really enjoyed this coffee even with the ginger. There were 1 or 2 days where I'm like, I'm just not feeling the ginger, I'm not in the mood for ginger, and it didn't have anything to do with the coffee being bad or brewed wrong. I just couldn't stomach the ginger on that day. But with that being said, really impressed with Madcap. Coffee Rostrare had a really high opinion of, and this Reko, I don't know if Madcap's always been this good, or maybe they are improving, because this is better than I know of them and better than I was expecting, and already high expectations. So massive kudos and massive props to Madcap for this Ethiopia right here. But I'm going to leave it at that. I think they stopped selling the Reko after I purchased this on their website, which is kind of unfortunate. But if you've had a chance to try the Reko, I think they might still have it at Instant Coffee. Please let me know what you thought of it, and if you're familiar with Madcap as well, please let me know what you think of them. If you're enjoying the content, I'll give this video a like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. This right here has been a review of the Reko Wash Process Ethiopia from Madcap Coffee Company. Thank you for watching.